record a video instead of, oh my god. Hello. I know for a fact that my neighbors are in, like my next door neighbors are in their dorm right now. I'm not right next to them, but they can still definitely hear me. But we're gonna act like that's not happening. And we're gonna start. Alright. So we're gonna do a check-in. First of all, I'm gonna try and make this quicker because the last one was 30 minutes long, and like, you know what, I'm putting my bear in my lap. Oh, you can't see him. This is what he looks like. He has one ear. I was gonna make a list of things to talk about, and then I forgot. So I'm just gonna actually look through my task journal for a second, and then we're gonna talk about it when I talk more about, like, in depth about this week. But we're on week 2, which is recovering a sense of identity. I think I said this in the last video. I might be wrong though. I talked about how I wanted to like go back and reread the chapter more because I kind of forgot why I was doing everything in the first place. And I did that this week, and it helped because I was like, right, that's why I'm doing this. The morning pages and how the experience was, how they work, how I felt about them, blah blah blah. Oh, and this week there's a specific question that says, what were you surprised to find yourself writing about? Alright, I did all my morning pages again this week, which is cool. I think there might have been a day or two where I did I did them after my first class, but I believe most days this week, like 6 out of 7, I did them right after I woke up, which improvement, that's great. I liked them this week. I honestly can't think of anything off the top of my head that I wrote about. I know one of the things I wrote about was like just making a new art account on Instagram to like have a new start. I've had that account since I was like 14, and there's a lot of archived posts on it. There's a lot of just like, I also think just generally I don't get like a lot of eyes on that account anymore because of how long I've gone, like the amount of time in between posts, and like not, there's just like a lot where like with that account where like I feel like it would just be better to start a new account, start fresh, whatever. So that was one thing that I wrote about and how I just kind of want to do it. And I think I just like had like a page and a half just writing about how I need to do that, I want to do that, I should do it. So I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow. I don't have time today though. Well, time, I mean, I have other stuff that I probably should do, so I'm gonna try to do that instead. So there's that. Overall, morning pages were good. Again, I really like them. I think they're still one of my favorite things that I've done, that like I've added to like my life through this book, so that's good. Also, I forgot to mention, it's light out for once because I'm alone in my dorm for once when it's light out, but the sun, it's 5:30, the sun's gonna be down in like an hour, so the lighting is probably actually gonna shift. It's okay. So now we're gonna move on to the morning date. What did you do? How do you feel? I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it, but I honestly might. We can consider me in the middle of my morning date artist date right now, because I was just playing Minecraft, but then my roommate left the room, so now I'm free to record this video, and I don't know how much time I have to record it, or if I'll be able to record it tomorrow. I record these videos when both my roommates are out of the room, just so I have like that opportunity to just like talk about whatever. So I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it, but I mentioned in the last video I wanted to play Minecraft for my artist date this week, just because it's been a month since I was able to touch on Minecraft, and I really like just the chill vibe of it, and like it's something that helps me relax and like fuels my creativity, and it's just like one of the best games ever. So I wanted to play it. I played on my Minecraft beta world, which has a really cool screenshot mode. I'm gonna put a screenshot that I took right here. It's like I think it's called like isometric screenshots or something. There's like a whole video about it that I love by this dude named Diaco, who's the reason why I got into beta Minecraft specifically. Beta Minecraft, it has like, because there's no like straight end goal and you kind of make your own goals, I think it's just like a really cool way and fun way and different way to play the game compared to modern Minecraft, because there's no enchantments, there's no ender dragon, the nether is very, very simplistic, and it's just a version of the game where it feels like the only thing that like drives you in is creativity. So I played it for a while. The big thing I did was a path and a staircase down to the bottom half of like my area. I started a farm. I'm gonna make a greenhouse. It's a big party weekend right now here, and I just heard a police siren go by. So that's definitely for somebody. Anyways, so I'm gonna make a greenhouse, and it's gonna be like in a cave, and I'm really excited for that. I very ominously texted my friends about it, like, I have plans, and that's all I said to them. I hope I can finish them before I publish this video, but I have an essay to write, and like that essay kept coming up in my morning pages like every day this week. I think I wrote about it at some point in my morning pages. I don't want to write it, but but anyways, greenhouse, made a big path, staircase, built a farm. That's basically all I did. It was very chill. I'm a very slow Minecraft player, very, very slow Minecraft player, so I didn't get a whole lot done, but I only played for like 3 hours, and I might keep playing after I get like another page of my essay done, which would mean I would finish it, but whatever. And then, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant to your recovery? And I'm going to close this book. Number 3, last part of the weekly check-in. I think this week was kind of weird because the first 2 days I had a lot to do in school, not for this. I had an exam on Wednesday, and I had to start my essay that I've already complained about a ton. So this week was very second half heavy. Like, I did a lot of the stuff that I set out for myself this, like, the second half of the week. So like from Wednesday to today, Saturday, that's when I did most of it. I did do some stuff on Tuesday, but I do remember the only thing I did on Monday was my morning pages. So I think, again, like last week, the only big like issue getting in the way is that I'm a college student, which I think is understandable, so it's whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna go into this week, which, like I said, is about identity, recovering a sense of identity. I really, really like the tasks for this week. I think I was right about it, like, week 1 being more of a warm-up for somebody like me personally, but I really liked this week. Like, it asks you to kind of like consider your skepticism, like how you interact with other people, if other people are holding you down, that sort of thing. And you also set out little goals for yourself. There's 2, where you list out 20 things you really like doing, like 20 of your favorite things you like doing. I'm going to talk about this one. This is task 3. you list out 20 things you like doing, then you set out two, then you pick 2 of them that you haven't done in a while, and then you do them during the week. So, okay. Big old list. I'm not gonna let you guys read it. A lot of these I haven't done in like a year, which is crazy. Like, I think, and the furthest one away that I did, like the one I haven't done in the longest time, is baking, specifically meringue cookies, but also I just haven't baked in a while. I do like baking. I'm not that good at it. I just like sweet treats, and I like being able to make them for cheap instead of buying them. So that's the one I haven't done in the longest time. Baking meringues, which I haven't done since December 2022. Crazy. And then the 2 things I decided to choose were watch Ghibli movies, because I haven't watched any. Where is that? Number 10. I haven't watched one in almost a year. And and I love Ghibli movies. They're like one of my biggest inspirations. So when I realized I haven't watched one in a while, I was like, oh my god. And the other one was work on character designs, which actually I've been like figuring out and doing a lot, but like I'm not working on the characters I want to, if that makes sense. So I did a little bit of that, and so those were the 2 I decided to choose. Yesterday, Friday, I watched a Ghibli movie. I watched Castle in the Sky, which is the 2nd Ghibli movie ever produced, and it was directed by Miyazaki. So good. It has, like, I've watched more of the later Ghibli movies and the classic Ghibli movies, but Castle in the Sky has like a very specific type of fantasy vibe that I really, really enjoy. Like, kind of reminiscent of like Chrono Trigger, which I haven't even played, but I really like the aesthetics of Chrono Trigger. And also, like, the music is just beautiful. And like, if you've ever listened, like, the Chrono Trigger soundtrack, oh my god, I'm probably gonna put a Chrono Trigger song in the background of this video. Oh my god. The Chrono Trigger soundtrack is just so beautiful, and like the music in that movie sounds exactly like the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. So that was cool. And then the character design one, I actually decided to mix that with another task on here, which I'm gonna talk about later. And I've been doing them in my sketchbook, which I'm literally about to finish. I am 4-page spreads away. No, sorry, 2-page spreads away, which is 4 pages of sketches. So I worked on some character designs. It's mostly very casual. There's no actual planning. I'm just trying to like get like the ideas I've had in my head out for a while. So there's that. I think my biggest accomplishment is giving a character I've had for a very long time a little bandana, and I really like how it looks on her, so she's gonna keep that. And then I made a new character to like accompany a character, like 2 characters that exist in their own universe, because like I like small expansions like that. I want it to be a small scale story. Actually, you know what? The characters I'm talking about are the 2 characters I'm currently stop motion animating, or I finished the stop motion animation. Now I have to edit it, which is, I'm almost basically done with that. I just have to like check it a couple more times, and then I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, because I actually really like it. It's still kind of amateurish, but like it's my first time doing it, so I like it, and that's all that matters. So yeah, I gave a character a bandana, which I think is my biggest accomplishment, and then I designed a new character, and I like her. I might workshop her more, because her face kind of bothers me. She's cute, but her face kind of bothers me, and I might change her hair. But yeah, I'm probably gonna show some of the sketchbook spreads I like out of this, because no offense to my MacBook, it's very, very grainy. So if I tried to show any sketches, it wouldn't work well. I might turn on my light soon, actually. Okay. I also did a backup task just in case I didn't feel like working on either of those or doing those, which was landscaping. I ended up not doing it because I like got really into drawing characters this week, so I didn't end up doing that, but I might next week. Who knows? And then I made a life pie, which is kind of crazy. So I don't. I'm not gonna show it because I fucked up the circle and it's kind of embarrassing. But I split up a pie into 6 different sections, and it's exercise, play, work, friends, romance, and spirituality. And then I was supposed to like draw a dot like down like where I thought I was like thriving and where I thought I was like not really doing that good. So what ended up happening and then I connect the dots to like make a web, and Julie Cameron, the author of the book, by the way, says it's okay if it's like looks very lopsided or like a tarantula. That's how it's supposed to be when you're recovering creatively. So it's very lopsided. So exercise, spirituality, and romance / adventure, very, very lopsided. I'm Aro. I have not engaged with religion in multiple years, and I have not. The only exercise I do is walking around campus, and so that's like the very low parts of the pie. And then play, work, and friends are like halfway. Like I think friends are like the highest right now, which is very interesting for me to realize, because I really like, if I did this when I was like 15, it would be like as far down as like romances. But it's very high right now because I'm talking to my friends a lot and stuff, and I love my friends and I like updating them about the things I do. Yeah, I love my friends, all of them, the 2 that I live with, the one I'm gonna live with next year, and the ones that might visit me or might not. I live in the same town as most of them though, so I'm gonna see them at some point. Whatever. Okay, so there's that, and then I think this is gonna help me more it helped me more think about how my life is structured right now, which is more structured in terms of like what's like right in front of me over like stuff that's like not like available or like at the forefront of my mind right now. So like romance / adventure, spirituality, and exercise are just really never at the forefront of my mind, but play and work and friends definitely always are. So that's kind of interesting. Task 6, that was task 7 by the way. Task 6, I actually have a note here talk about this in the video log, lol, because I forgot to talk about this in the last video. Somehow yapped for 30 minutes, forgot to talk about it. It's the title of the task is 5 more imaginary lives, and last week I had made a list of 5 imaginary lives I would want to do, and then I did one of them, which I chose photographer last week, which I took some cool pictures. I'll put like 1 or 2 here so I can show you, but I was so busy last week that I didn't really get to do much. This week I listed 5 more, and instead of like doing the same thing as last week, which is like picking one and like trying to do it, instead I picked writer instead. Oh well, you're supposed to like list them all out and then like make like little like tidbits of time, and you're supposed to just find little tidbits where you can do them. The one I engaged with the most, I think, is writer, because on my Substack, which I should probably link in the description, on my Substack I wrote a whole post going over my favorite music in February, and then I also wrote a second essay, which I think I'm going to publish either next week or in 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks actually, because I promised that I would write every other week about this. So that should probably be my post next week, actually, now that I think about it. So that other essay is gonna have to wait another week to be published. But I wrote it all, like I banged out that whole Substack essay, the one not about music, in like a whole night, and I love it. I've reread it. I might tweak it a little more, have somebody read it over for me, but I really like that essay. It's pretty personal. I think it should be talked about. I'm actually on my desktop looking at some screenshots that I inserted into the post, so you should follow my Substack or subscribe to my Substack so you can you can read it. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna turn on my fairy lights. You can still hear me. Ooh. Crazy. Oh wow, I can read my journal so much better now. And that one was really fun because I think partially I was able to do more with that because I opened that Substack, and so now I'm realizing how much I miss writing for the fun of writing, because I think the last time I wrote for fun I think was when I was like writing fanfic on like Quotive, which is crazy to think about. I was doing that when I was like 12, so it's been a minute. But yeah, anyways, task 8, I think, alongside the listing 20 things I haven't done in a while, are my 2 favorite tasks of this week, because task 8, or technically task 8 to 10, all kind are kind of the same idea. Task 8 to 10 is called 10 Tiny Changes, and basically she asks you to list out 10 things that you would like to do, 10 changes you would like to make from like big to small. So like one of my big ones is I want to try to Twitch stream, because I've always been fascinated by it. My hair is so messy right now, sorry. Oh my god, weekend vibes. I've always been fascinated by it. I wanted to try it, so it's there. But there's other tiny ones, like I want to get a new morning pages journal, because my one that I'm using right now is actually going to run out soon. It's too tiny for such a monumental task. So I have to get like a way bigger one. So I might actually do that this week, because I'm like basically free of most responsibility this week, which is, thank God. Like, and then I have other small ones, like I would like to replace my dried up markers and old colored pencils. I would like to call my friends more. There's like tiny things in here, but there's also other big things, like make video essays, upload my portfolio site. So it's like I tried to like do a mixed bag of things I want to change. So, but the one that I decided to pick, which when you list them out, then you select one small item from the list and make it a goal for the week. And I decided the one that I would do was finishing my old sketchbook, because when I got here at the beginning of the semester, that was something that I wanted to do in the first like 2 weeks, and then I didn't end up doing it because the semester immediately like picked up by like 1,000%, so I didn't get to actually do that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it now. And I actually have not, which actually I think I mentioned this earlier, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm very close. And I think right after I record this, I'm either going to go back to Minecraft or finish my sketchbook. So honestly, now I have the motivation to draw, so I'm probably going to do that. I've had that sketchbook. The reason why this is so important to me is because I've had this sketchbook since I was a sophomore in high school, since I was 16 or 15. It's been like 4 years, basically. I've had it for too long, and I really want to get rid of it. Because like it's a cool sketchbook because it really lets me see my growth from sophomore year to now. That's also a double-sided coin, I guess. Is that the term? I don't remember. It's a double-edged sword. Not because I'm carrying around such an old sketchbook. It's like not even like embarrassing. It's just like I want to just finish this so I can stop carrying around a sketchbook with old ass art that's like not even how I draw anymore. But I was flipping through it yesterday because I'm so close to finishing it, and I realized how much I have improved. Because sometimes I feel like I haven't improved at all. But then I go to like the first like 20 pages of this, and then I immediately flip to the backside, and I'm like, okay, I know character design now. I have more of a concrete style. It's cool. But I really want to finish it, so I'm gonna do that. And so that was the 10 tiny changes. I think also just having this list now, like having it written down, like specific things I want to do, is gonna really help me to be like, okay, oh yeah, I want to do that, so let me start doing that. So we'll see if I do more of these. I think the morning pages journal and the new materials is probably going to be something I do soon. Oh yeah, a lot of this week I actually talked about like, what is it called? Like poisonous playmates and crazy makers. The thing about that is while I was reading those, I was like, these remind me of people I don't have in my life anymore. And then Julia Cameron is like, you should get rid of these people in your life. And I was like, way ahead of you, girl, way ahead of you. So this was like talking about that, but also just like she asks you, where does your time go? Like, how do you divvy up your time? And like, so one of the parts of task 2, because I think there's like, there is like 2 parts of this task. One of them, I wanted this video to be shorter, and I think it's gonna be longer. One of the tasks was list 5 major activities that I did this week, and then if they were shoulds or wants. 3 of them ended up being shoulds, and then 2 of them ended up being wants. The shoulds were study for my exam, write my art history essay, and then edit my animation. And then the 2 wants were writing on Substack and filling up my sketchbook. So I think that showed me that I think I already knew this, but I'm like much more like I prioritize things I should do by a way greater amount than I prioritize things that I want to do. And so that leaves me with like barely any time to do stuff I want to do. So yeah, but then the second part of this actually was taking it, I'm gonna just read it out. Take a sheet of paper, draw a circle, inside that circle place topics you need to protect, place the names of those you find to be supportive inside the circle. Outside the circle, place the names of those you must be self-protective around just now. Place a safety map near where you write your morning pages. What I just read out to you, I did yesterday. It's over there, because I write my morning pages in bed. I leave my journal right in my little cart next to my bed, and I just like get up, I like shimmy up out of bed, or just out of my laying down position, and I start writing. My mind would be more clear if I wrote at my desk, or no, it would be easier to write at my desk, just like objectively, but I like writing in bed more. So I did that. I think it's a little weird. I wasn't really too enthusiastic about this one. I was more enthusiastic about the first part of this task, which was like the shoulds and wants versus this circle, because I think I keep my circles very, very small. Like I'm a very like less than 10 friends is good enough for me. So, and all my friends are very supportive about a lot of the things I do and try to do. So I don't have a lot of poisonous playmates or crazy makers in my life. Sometimes, I will say though, sometimes my friends might say something that makes me feel like I'm like, I should like take it down a notch, but like I don't have people whose like their whole existence is that. Like not even like my family is like that. I think my family is very supportive, but they just don't get it. So a lot of the time they'll say things and I'll be like, no. So I didn't really have a lot of things to put outside the circle, but I had a lot of things to put inside the circle, which I think was very reassuring for me. And I guess the last task I'll talk about, which I did 9 out of 10 of the tasks this week, which I think really good compared to last week. Because I think I only did like 6 or 7 of them last week. Task 1 was affirmative reading. And one of the parts of the chapter that was focused on was skepticism about like this and like not being confident in like what you're doing right now, and like, oh, I'm doing my morning pages and I feel lighter, but maybe that's just a coincidence, that sort of thing. And so there's these 10 basic principles that are in like the first, like the introduction of the book, and she asks you to read them every morning and night. And so I've been doing that, and then looking for more skepticism, and she asks you to like see if you're like letting go of your skepticism. And I said exactly, I feel like it's very easy for me to accept language like this sometimes, though I find myself cringing at the principles. Like, no, these ideas are only my own, but I also like how some of these admit creativity can be so crucial to our existence. That's my thoughts on it, because the principles, they use a lot of like language, like for example, number 5 is creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. So that kind of language is kind of hard for me to accept, not even because like I'm not like religious. It's just like I feel very protective over my creative ideas. Like, no, these are mine and mine only, you know. So like admitting that like there might be something more to my creativity is kind of hard for me, but overall I think I really agree with the basic principles. I think you can probably just like look them up online if you're curious about what exactly they are. I think overall my sort of beliefs about creativity line up really well with the basic principles, but some of the language and like in general a lot of it I'm kind of skeptical about. So there's that. And also, we're done going over my tasks. This video is probably going to be longer than the last one. But closing and general thoughts. I like this week a whole lot more. I felt like not a lot of my time was taken up by it compared to last week. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But it felt much more ingrained to my schedule, and I was very entertained and having fun with these activities. Especially I think the one that I'm very having fun with is the sketchbook one. The fact that I'm finally finishing the sketchbook is just so cathartic to me. Other than that, I had fun this week. It was nice. I think they were small enough tasks where it didn't feel like a chore, but they also still helped. And I think reading through the chapter, or like skimming the chapter every day, helped me like remember why I was doing everything. So yeah, I felt very, very light this week, like very like light and happy. Like I called 2 things happened yesterday, which I want to note a little bit. I like said hi to my brother because he works at the library at my school, and I never see him there. And when I do talk to my brother, I kind of mask a little bit. I don't know if I'm autistic or neurodivergent, but I probably am, just based off of how I act. But when I talk to him, I do mask like a lot, like I've noticed. But yesterday, I was just like light and happy and having fun. So when I talked to him, how I talk to my friends a lot, which I noticed, and I was like, I've like never talked to my brother like that before, which was crazy for me, at least. So that was something I noticed. And then also I called my dad yesterday, and I just kind of like, it was a good conversation. We talked about a lot of cool things, and I was very happy to speak with him. I almost didn't call him back because he called me while I was writing my essay. I fucking hate that essay. I called him while I was writing, after he called me while I was writing that essay, and then I called him back, and I'm very happy I called him back because I almost didn't. So I guess I just feel lighter and happier, and I'm having fun with my life and my art. The sketching and like just filling the sketchbook, like I have to reiterate for the 1,000th time, this is making me ecstatic that I'm finally finishing this. Like it genuinely feels like I think I wrote this in my sketchbook, like this, finishing this feels like it feels symbolic of like what I'm doing right now with this book and with this / course and like this whole recovery, like moving on from this sketchbook, because I've had this sketchbook since like arguably the worst time in my life. So moving on from this finally feels like I'm moving on to greater things, which I'm very happy about and I'm excited about. And I'm just happier, I think, right now. I think that's it. Not next week, but the week after that is my spring break, so I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be doing week 4 at home, which is gonna be weird and crazy because I forgot spring break is a thing. But next week I also might record week 3's little diary at home, because I'm probably gonna go home on Friday and I record these on Saturdays. So I think I'm most likely gonna be doing 2 video diaries at my house, so you get to see my very plain room. Oh my god, I might pay my room over break, we'll see. But yeah, happier, having fun, excited about finishing this. I might like do a little after section after this and like show off the last page of the sketchbook or whatever, or like some of my favorite parts of the sketchbook. Anyways, I think that's it for me. Follow me, subscribe. If you're only watching this on YouTube, please look at my Substack. Please. I'm having fun with it, so please look at that. I might post about my new art account if I make that this weekend, or just in the following week. Alright, see you next week. I hope next week is just as joyous as last week. And yeah. Bye.